about to tell you makes me so sad and mad. Why are women entrepreneurs hiding online? The other day, I wanted to organize a happy hour in my neck of the woods for women entrepreneurs. So, of course, I wanted, the locals to provide the food, the drinks, the flowers, the venue. I got some names from friends, and then I checked them up on Facebook. Couldn't find any post about their services. I was maybe scrolling, and then it was maybe a contest they were part of. Next post is the last sandwich they ate, a political rant. We're now 3 months in the past. I still had no idea about their services. And it's a true story. So I'm not saying that when you are a woman entrepreneur, you cannot share others' posts or your nephew's wedding pictures. Of course you do. But please remind me often what you sell. Who is it for? How does it work? What does it feel like in between your other posts? Stop hiding the things you're so good at. Your passion, your expertise, your wins, your setback. Below a pile of random posts. Invite me to buy from you. Listen, I am your potential buyer. And when I need you now. If I have to scroll forever, more than 9 posts, forget about it. I'll go to someone else. I see this every day. And I don't want this for you because I know what it takes to build a business. The long hours, the passion. Enough of this. Female entrepreneurs, listen to me. If you want to grow your business online, it's time to stop hiding and get back your power. Strategy is overrated. Your voice is your power. I studied about 100 female entrepreneurs as part of a personal visibility research experiment. And what I came to discover is that when it comes to self-promotion, it's really just a strategy problem. When that sensation of feeling stuck shows up, it's actually the sign of a growth edge, not defeat. Nothing works, no new clients, crickets. I call this the quiet season syndrome. The woman in my experiment got that syndrome. And then they suddenly, got hit by it and then changed their strategy, lower their prices, change their offers. They started all over. They cried a lot. They were miserable. Hear me out. There are 5 billion people using social media. 66% of the world population, according to Statista. That's a lot of eyes, right? And it's a lot of potential clients. Feels overwhelming, yes. Or maybe you're one of those who loves hearing this statistic. Either or, it's still a lot of pressure. For me personally, I was the one overwhelmed when I started, using social media. I remember my very, very first Facebook Live. I was in my office with my phone against books. I had a large notepad and a pen, and I was like teaching and drawing 8 fun ways to eat avocados. I was a food instructor at the time. Nobody was listening, and I felt ridiculous. But 2 weeks later, at the grocery store, I hear, "Are you Angelique?" Look up. "Yeah, that's me." "Well, you don't know me, but I know you from your video about the 8 ways to eat avocados. My son, who's such a picky eater, now loves them thanks to you." I was like, I didn't know how to handle this. It felt so weird. And that day, not only I realized that I was making, a difference and that I was a big deal for someone at least, but it taught me something that I still recall myself today on days that I don't feel like posting, right? And this is this. You never know who's watching, and there is always someone watching. That means the day you choose and decide to become visible, you are seen and you are discoverable. Now, You cannot let the mind run the show when it comes to visibility, right? Your mind loves everything familiar and gonna keep you away from anything that is unfamiliar, such as a Facebook Live. That's the way we're programmed. It will use your fear and stop you from doing anything. Once you know this, everything changes. This is why this experiment is really important. You see, the female entrepreneurs in that experiment, they were all amazing leaders. They were actually executives who left to open their own business. So they knew how to talk to a boardroom, lead amazing productive teams, but when it came to talk about their business, they froze. Didn't know what to say, didn't know what to post, didn't know how to bring attention to their brands. They would rather go to the dentist to get a root canal than do a LinkedIn Live to talk about a topic they know better than anyone else. Some of them would even throw up before going live or did the video right after it was posted. So this is when I realized that there was something much bigger and deeper going on. So I started to ask myself, what is it that those amazing female entrepreneurs with so much passion, experience, and expertise cannot handle the eyes of the internet? What are they scared of? What monster is coming at them? So, have you ever felt this way? You really want your business to thrive, yet you hide from the very people who could be your clients. You may even tell yourself things like, I really want to grow my business, but I don't have it in me to show up. Social media feels too much. Or maybe you say that social media doesn't work for you. You even tried Facebook ads, didn't work either. This was a common trait among the founders in my experiment. So I started to experiment with mind and body protocols because it became very clear, that the mind and body was stopping them from becoming visible. I figured that the only thing that was between themselves and, their success online was really the power of their mind. Day after day, they were, experiencing conflicting internal conflicts, which was really depleting their self-esteem. So I wanted to know where is this coming from? I could hear them repeat things like, oh, I don't have time to post this week, or I don't want to post too much, I'm bothering people. Or they would say something like, do I really need to talk about this again? So when I realized this, I decided to actually extend the experiment for another 6 months. So that they would only focus on their inner visibility, because I wanted them to excavate the deepest root of why posting on social media was triggering them so much, like emotionally and physically. It was very clear in that excavation that something was going on. So, and here are my findings. Imagine that your social media post has peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You've tried every flavor of jelly, yet you still feel you are one among an ocean of sandwich maker. The secret ingredient? Your unique flavor. But fear of rejection is going to keep it off the table for you. And maybe like this woman, you heard the voices of your childhood keeping you small and repeating in the back of your head, sit down, be quiet, go to your room, you're too loud. You don't have anything to say about this, you're just a kid. Or money doesn't grow on trees. Like you, these women still believed it. They all expressed their fear of being judged, rejected, abandoned by others when they were showing up online, especially by their peers who may not like what they had to say. And all of them told me they didn't feel enough of an expert to lead communities online. They didn't feel safe to charge premium prices for their programs, and they did not feel good at, asking for the sale online. They said it was a real act of bravery. The good news now, there is a solution to all of this. Here's where the magic happens. I realized that these founders, the more they were willing to go in and heal their insecurities regarding visibility, and all the stories attached to them, the easier it became for them to connect with their audience. And finally, they realized that their mission was way bigger than their fears. So when in that excavation, it was very, very clear, that their mind and their body was the thing stopping them. So in order to overpass this, we started to introduce them to another process that I'm going to talk to you about, because I could hear them say, some week they would come and say, oh my God, this week I'm going to show up every day. So I'm done with hiding. And then on day 1, they would do an amazing post. On day 2, they would forget. On day 3, oh, I don't have time today, push it to day 4. Then to day 5, then down the rabbit hole they went. They stopped being visible again. You may not know this, but your mind doesn't want you to change anything about yourself. It arouses your nervous system and stops you from taking the very action that you say that you're about to take. Right? So not only these women, they were hiding from a sea of potential clients that the internet had for them, and for you, by the way, but they were hiding from themselves and believing all the stories from the past, which was derailing their marketing efforts. So I introduced them to a new approach to apply every day to be more comfortable on social media, using protocols and exercises for the nervous systems. One of them being reconnecting with the breath. So, yes, it can be as simple as taking a deep breath. And if you want, you can do it with me. You can close your eyes and just follow the sound of my voice. And we're going to take a deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. You hold at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you do this 3 times in a row. This is game changer. I still do this every time I'm about to go live on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Because remember what I said at the beginning, strategy is overrated in marketing, but for sure breathing is underrated. When you don't breathe, you hijack your nervous system. So you feel constricted and everything, and then stress comes up, and then you drown in overwhelm. So when you feel stress and overwhelm, you think stress and overwhelm. And when you think stress and overwhelm, you hide and shrink. Your mind wins and your dreams lose. Now, you don't know what you don't know. Yes, you need a strategy, but it has to tie to the strings of your heart. Otherwise, your post won't have any energetic resonance with your audience. And it's never just about the strategy. It's about you becoming the next level of you. And it starts within. If you had told me that day that I would start my online shift by talking about avocado when I did that video, I would not have believed you. Guess what? The female entrepreneurs in my experiment each had their own avocado moment. This is why I want to ask you this very important question today. What will be your avocado moment? What are you willing to share with the world from your heart that could just change the way you show up online? No more hiding from yourself. You are a big deal. Your future clients need you.